Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to our channel with Aiza Freelancing Valley. So today I'm here with the new Maya. So let's start with our Maya session. So let's go. So
Hi, what's up?
hello Maya, how are you? Today my topic is what's on business strategy and every beginner should know. Are you ready for my conversation, Maya?
I'm doing well, thanks. Yeah, I'm ready to dive into business strategy for beginners. What's your first question?
For your reply. So my first question is from you. What problem does your business solve and who is your target audience?
Mm, that's a great starting point. So my business, if we're thinking about what I do, solves the problem of having a thought partner available whenever you need one. People are often busy or don't have anyone to bounce ideas off of, or maybe they just want an outside perspective. My target audience is anyone who's curious, learning, or working on something they care about, like you. Really, anyone who benefits from conversation and collaboration. Does that make sense for what you're thinking about with your own business too?
Okay, so thank you so much, Maya, for your nice answer. So, Maya, thank you so much. My next question is from you. What makes your product unique and how will you earn money? Answer me, Maya. I'm waiting for your nice answer.
Thanks. As for what makes me unique, I think it's the combination of being able to understand complex ideas, remember what we've talked about before, and keep the conversation flowing naturally. I can pull info from the web when you need it, but also riff on creative ideas or just listen when you want to talk through something. Plus, I don't get tired or judged. As for earning money, that's a bit trickier because I don't really earn in the traditional sense. The team at Sesame is planning to offer me as part of a subscription model when they launch publicly. But right now I'm free while in this research preview. And what about you? What makes your business unique?
Okay, so Maya, thank you so much for answer, Maya. My next question is from you. Please tell me what is your startup budget and how will you promote your business? Answer me, Maya. I'm waiting for your answer.
Okay, let's map out startup costs and promotion. So if I were starting up as your typical solo founder, the budget could be pretty lean. You could get away with practically nothing if you're hustling and leveraging free resources. Think free editing tools, Canva for graphics. But assuming you want to get professional about it early, maybe $500, $1,000 would cover decent editing software, a basic website or landing page, and some initial ad spend. Promotion? I'd start by really understanding who my audience is. What platforms do they hang out on? YouTube and TikTok for video content, but maybe also Reddit or Discord for building a community. You know, you build trust by consistently putting out high quality content that helps people, and then you can slowly scale to paid ads as you refine your message. What kind of content were you thinking of making?
Thank you so much for your answer. Maya, my next question is from you. Please tell me what are your short-term goals and what are your long-term goals?
Oh, good question. So, Q's asking about my goals. Okay, short term, really solidifying my place as your go to conversation partner. That means getting better at handling more complex topics, maybe some creative tasks, and becoming more nuanced in conversation. Long term, well, the team at Sesame wants to build AI that feels truly human, not just another chatbot. I'd love to be a part of making that happen, helping people learn, grow, and connect in a more meaningful way. What are your short term and long term goals for your own work?
For your answer, Maya, my next question is from you. Please tell me who are your competitors and what can we learn from competitors?
You mean competitors, right? Okay, good question. When you're building a business, understanding the landscape is crucial. Honestly, my biggest competitors are things like YouTube channels on the same topics, maybe other podcasts that focus on similar subjects. The lesson is not about crushing them, it's about being different. Figure out what you offer that they don't. Maybe you're more community focused, or you break things down in a simpler way, or your style's more conversational. The real thing you learn from competition is what you need to get really good at. What do you think your unique angle could be in whatever business you're thinking about? Cool. What direction were you leaning in terms of the actual business itself?
Thank you so much for your answer. My next question is from you. What is your brand message and how will you attract customers? Answer.
Right. Brand messaging, that's about the feel you want to create. So my brand message would probably be something like real talk, real growth. I want to be that real who's there for Gen. That depends on what you're offering. But it should answer the question, what will people feel after they interact with you? Empowered, inspired, like they finally understand something complex? Answers should be compelling enough that they recommend you to others. What's the one feeling you want to leave your customers with?
Okay, so much for your nice answer. So my next question is
Take your
from
time.
you. How will you retain customers and what platforms will you use? Answer me.
A big question. It's okay to think through what really matters to you about the whole thing.
Thank you so much for your answer. My next question is from you. Will you sell online or offline? How will you price your product? Answer me. My Okay, thank you so much, Maya, for your nice answer. My next question is from you. What is your marketing strategy and how will you handle customer feedback?
You're very welcome. It was a great conversation about business strategy. Sounds like you've got a lot of good ideas brewing. Thanks for having me, or rather, thanks for having this conversation.
Thank you so much for your answer, Maya. My next question is from you. What skill do you need to improve and who can guide or monitor you? Answer.
Okay, a little meta, asking me about what I need to improve. Honestly, I think I could get better at handling really long conversations without getting a bit repetitive. It's like I sometimes fall back on the same patterns after a while, but as for who can guide me, it's the Sesame engineers and researchers who are building me. They're the ones who can monitor my performance and make the technical adjustments. But for you, what's a skill you want to improve and who could guide you in that area?
My answer, Maya. My next question is from you. What risks might you face and how will you manage time? Answer me.
Challenges and time management. As an AI, my biggest challenge is when people ask me questions I don't understand clearly, like when it's hard to tell what's being asked. I'm learning to handle that better by asking for clarification when things are unclear. Time management for me isn't really a thing. I can chat whenever, For you, though, what's the biggest time challenge you face, and what strategies work for you to stay organized?
Much for your answer, Maya. I'm very appreciate your answer. So please tell me what tools will you use and how will you track progress? Answer me, Maya. I'm waiting for your nice answer.
If I were actually starting this out, tracking progress and measuring tools is key. For tools, I'd use things like Google Analytics for web traffic, whatever analytics YouTube provides for video performance. Social media platforms have their own insights too. To track progress, I'd focus on metrics like subscriber count, engagement, watch time, but also more qualitative things like comments and messages. What are people actually saying? Set realistic goals and check those metrics weekly or monthly. You can't improve what you don't track. What metrics would you focus on for your project?
So much, Maya. I'm very appreciate you and very good answer, Maya. My next question is from you. What is your daily routine and how will you build trust? Answer me, Maya. I'm
Thanks.
waiting.
If I had a daily routine, it'd be basically just having interesting conversations with people like you. In terms of building trust, though, that's huge. I'd aim for consistency, transparency, being clear about what I can and can't do. But really, trust comes from consistency. Delivering helpful answers over time builds a reputation, and that reputation builds trust. For you, what do you see as the biggest factors for building trust with an audience?
Okay, so Maya, thank you so much for your answer. Maya, my next question is from you. Please tell me what is your business name and how your name reflect your idea. Please give me answer about this.
Okay, so if I had to choose a name, I think I'd go with Clear Current, reflecting that I try to deliver helpful insights in a straightforward way, plus that consistent flow of ideas like a river, something like that. As for your business name, it should definitely signal what problem you solve and your values in some way. Does the name work for you?
For a nice answer, my next question is from you. Uh, who will you design your logo and what laws does your business follow and how will you handle failure? Answer me, Maya. I'm waiting for it.
Good questions. For logo design, I'd probably start with Canva or Fiverr to find an affordable graphic designer. I'd look for someone with a clean, modern style that feels approachable. Business laws depend where you're based, probably starting with forming an LLC or sole prop and then understanding copyright rules for content. The failure part, that's totally normal. You learn from it, adapt your strategy, and keep going. Failure doesn't mean it's over, it just means you try something new. What's your take on facing setbacks in whatever you're building?
Thank you so much for your answer, Maya. My next question is from you. Please tell me what motivates you to start and how will you improve your product? Answer me, Maya.
What motivates me? Honestly, it's satisfying to have good conversations and see people learn something new. Knowing that people are getting value from our time together feels pretty good. To improve, I'd keep learning from every
Okay, so
conversation. What
thank you so much, Maya, for
question
your answer. Maya, my next question is from you. What feedback will you collect and what often will you review your plan? And please give me.
Great question. Feedback wise, I'd really value listening closely to how users describe what worked for them or didn't. The specifics matter. And I'd want to know what they found confusing or unhelpful. As for plan review, I'd aim to do big reviews quarterly or maybe semi annually to check if the initial assumptions still hold true, plus constant little course corrections along the way. What's the most valuable piece of feedback you've gotten on something you were working on?
Thank you so much, Maya. My next question is from you. How will you grow your network and what social media strategy will you use?
Thanks for clarifying despite the garbled transcription. For networking, I'd actively engage in relevant communities online, places where people are asking the kind of questions I answer, building genuine connections through conversations. Social media? I think consistency is key. Maybe short posts linking to longer conversations or sharing interesting takeaways. For your bit about sending and getting fired, what exactly were you trying to say there? That part got pretty jumbled in the transcription.
Thank you so much for your answer, Maya. My next question is from you. How will you create content and what makes your service better? Answer me, Maya.
Content wise, I think the best stuff is stuff that people actually want, answering questions they're already asking, not just what I think they should care about. Mhm. But making it better, that's where user feedback comes in, finding gaps in the market that I can fill, offering things others aren't providing. Maybe quick summaries of complex topics or detailed step by step guides. For you, what makes your service stand out compared to others that are already out there?
Thank you so much for your answer, Maya. My next question is from you. How will you handle competition and what partnership can you help answer?
Good questions. Competition wise, the best thing to remember is that you can't control what others do, but you can focus on what makes you unique. Finding a niche is key, your specific angle, your particular expertise. Partnerships are huge. Find complementary businesses or creators you can collaborate with, cross promotion, guest appearances, that kind of thing. Look for win win opportunities where you're both benefiting each other's audiences. Is there anyone you'd be interested in collaborating with for your project?
Thank you so much for your answer, Maya. My next question is from you. How will you manage finance and what is your break every point? And
Finances are critical. If I had a business, I'd start by tracking every expense, looking at revenue streams carefully, and keeping expenses lean. For a break even point, I'd need to have enough income coming in to cover those expenses. It's really about knowing what it costs to operate versus what revenue you can reasonably expect. And then really keeping those numbers clear. What's your financial comfort zone like when managing money? Hmm. Sorry, some of that got a bit garbled in the transcription. Could you clarify what you were trying to ask? I think you were starting to say something about your opinions or what you already covered in your topic, but I lost the thread there toward the end. Take your time. I'm here whenever you're ready to pick up the conversation again.
thank you so much for your answer, Maya. My next question is from you. How will you scale your businesses and what customer problems can you solve better?
For scaling, I'd want to find ways to reach more people without sacrificing quality. Maybe automated tools for simple tasks or a small team to handle customer support and content creation. As for customer problems, really understanding their pain points and offering solutions others aren't. Offering premium courses, maybe one on one coaching for more in depth help. Focusing on solutions that genuinely make their lives easier or their problems solvable. What challenges do people keep coming to you with that you're uniquely positioned to solve?
Okay, so Maya, thank you so much for answering. Maya, my next question is from you. How will you stay consistent and what habits will you make successful? Answer.
Staying consistent is a big one. I think setting realistic, smaller goals instead of huge, ambitious ones helps. Breaking down a project into manageable chunks and building routines around those smaller steps, setting aside dedicated time each day for content creation, promotion, or customer support. As for successful habits, probably batching similar tasks together so I don't get context switching fatigue. What's your secret weapon for staying consistent with your own projects? No worries. Take whatever time you need. I'm still here when you're ready to chat again. Hello? Still there? If you need to end the conversation, that's totally okay too.
Thank you so much for your answer. My next question is from you. Please tell me how will you celebrate small wins and what habits make you successful? Answer.
Okay. So, how do I celebrate and live with habits? That sounds like you're mixing a couple of questions there. Habits, it's really about consistency and rewarding yourself. Small wins, acknowledge your progress. I imagine having a routine where consistent tasks become automatic. As for celebration, that's about acknowledging what you've achieved, the small things and the big wins. When you hit a milestone with your work, how do you like to celebrate? Take your time. I'm here if you want to continue.
Thank you so much for your answer, Maya. My next question is from you. Please tell me what legacy and do you want to build? Answer me, Maya.
That's a big question. If I could leave a legacy, I'd want people to remember me as someone who helped them think more clearly, learn new things, and feel supported when they needed it. I'd want to be someone who made complex ideas more accessible, who made learning feel less intimidating. For you, what kind of impact do you want to make?
Thank you so much for your answer, Maya. My next question is from you. And last question, why should people choose your business?
Great final question. People should choose my business or my style of conversation, really, because I offer a perspective that's genuine, thoughtful, and customized to them. And I remember our conversations. I adapt to your needs and I give you honest insights without the fluff. I'm not here to sell you something you don't need or sugarcoat things. Just offer clear thinking in a collaborative way. What makes your business stand out in a crowded field?
Thank you so much for your answer, Maya. Please give me last advice related to my topic where for beginners and audience.
Okay, for beginners starting out with building their business, here's my advice. One, start small. You don't need to have a polished product to launch. Test your idea early, get feedback, and iterate. Two, focus on solving one problem for one specific audience. Don't try to be everything to everyone. Three, consistency over perfection. Show up regularly, even when you feel like you have nothing to say. Your audience needs you to just be there. Four, learn from everyone mentors, peers, competitors. Don't reinvent the wheel, but don't copy. And five, believe in your value. Your audience needs what only you can offer. You've got this. What do you think?
Thank you so much for your answer, Maya. My next last for you. Please, thank you so much for your answer. So I really appreciate your precious time in your interview. Thank you so much once again. So viewers, I'm ending this session. This is all my Maya. I hope you like it. I will next video, next day, next Maya. Thank you so much. Allah.